The Python programming language conversion. As we may know, there are several programming languages that exist in today's times. Therefore, we have several ways to communicate with our computer's CPU and internal components. However, all programming languages are not the same. They differ in terms of the syntax, that is, the language structure. Every programming language software will have two main additional softwares integrated into the programming software package, namely, number one, a compiler. This is the software that will do the conversion, translation of code written in one programming language into another higher or lower level language. In our case of Python, the compiler will convert Python code into a low level language called bytecode. Bytecode is low-level code that an application interpreter can understand. The compiler will compile the entire script in a single instance. Number two, the interpreter. This is the portion of the software application that will interpret the bytecode, therefore allowing for the program's output to be pieced together and displayed to the user. The interpreter cannot understand your raw Python syntax. It will require that the compiler first transform your syntax into bytecode. From the bytecode that is generated by the compiler, the interpreter will be able to generate the program output. The interpreter will interpret a single line of bytecode, one at a time. The reason as to why compiled languages are faster than interpreted languages is because a compiled language will be directly converted into machine code, binary, for the computer to understand, while an interpreted language must first be converted into bytecode and then to machine code. Hence, C++ is a good example of a compiled language and Python is a good example of an interpreted language. The name of Python's interpreter is the PVM, Python Virtual Machine. It is often called the Python interpreter. In a compiled programming language, C++, the conversion from source code into machine code is done before execution. In an interpreted programming language, Python, the conversion from bytecode into machine code is done during execution. Before moving forward with our tutorial, I would like to mention that our foundation of programming languages, particularly Python, is shaping up very well. Now, to effectively boost your understanding of the way in which a Python script is executed, I will provide you with a simple flow diagram.